A lot of people think vaping is wonderful, it's great. It's really not wonderful.
After confirming an 8th vaping-related death in the United States, President Donald Trump is pushing ahead with his rather Australian ban on the practice. Unlike with us laid-back Aussies though, taking away freedoms like this in the United States could actually cost Trump dearly in 2020. With over 800,000 vapers, a ton of whom are former smokers, for example in key states like Florida, it would only take 1 in 8 of them to decide the vaping ban was too much and switch their vote for the Donald to lose what is currently an unlosable election. While the US Food and Drug Administration has already drawn up plans to restrict certain flavoured vaping products earlier this year, the President's executive decision goes even further, essentially banning any vaping product or e-liquid that's got more flavour than a cigarette. Not even all cigarettes either. Mint and menthol flavours will be forever banished. But perhaps unsurprisingly, the President needs to read more than just the headlines when it comes to the so-called vaping epidemic sweeping the US right now. All 8 victims died from a peculiar form of pneumonia that resulted from the accumulation of oils and fluid in the lungs. It's easy to then assume that all vaping is deadly and call in the Surgeon General. But with all the data at our disposal right now, that's just not the case. It's taken a bit of time for the details to paint the whole picture, as it usually does with most new fads. The only common thread running through these deaths is the vaping of medicinal marijuana products which contain THC or CBD and are often used in the treatment of chronic pain, like when I wake up with a sore back. The issue isn't cannabis itself though, but rather the presence of vitamin E acetate or oil, which has a pretty high vaporization temperature. The oil then cools in the lungs before the rest of the compound, where it returns to a viscous liquid, which the body then treats as a foreign object and sends other cells in to deal with, causing further inflammation and further reducing the ability of the lungs to convert gaseous oxygen until the patient essentially asphyxiates. It would not be a pleasant death, no matter how stoned you were. This vitamin E oil has been detected in hundreds of samples sent to the Centre for Disease Control for analysis, and its presence has been confirmed in a staggering number of both legal and black market cannabis vaping products. Most vaping products contain nothing more than propylene glycol or vegetable glycerin, but there's no way to know how something like this was made or what's in it. Donald Trump has conflated these very serious health issues with the fact that more high schoolers than ever are using flavoured vape products, not medicinal cannabis products. Many of these vape products, but not all of them, contain nicotine, and while we definitely don't want our youth consuming addictive drugs like caffeine or nicotine, the soft drink industry certainly doesn't seem to care or bother anyone. If you remove the smoke produced by combusting plant materials from the equation, nicotine-containing vaporisers are effectively just another nicotine delivery system, like Nicobate spray, lozenges or chewing gum. And nicotine by itself is about this far from caffeine in terms of its effects. Thousands, if not millions of people all over the world, except here in Australia, have used these devices to quit smoking and drastically improve their health and the environment around them. Flavoured products, yes, are always going to appeal to children, but guess what? Consenting adults occasionally enjoy strawberry jam on buttered toast over an imitation ashtray. Saying, "Won't somebody please think of the children?" is really code for, we can't properly enforce adults-only regulation, so let's treat everyone like a toddler. Of course, none of this matters down under. We're only just getting on board with the whole medical marijuana thing, and our overbearing parents in the government banned nicotine-containing vape products the second they were discovered, with virtuous mother-in-chief Nicola Roxon claiming in 2009 that it was just another, quote, insidious, manipulative attempt to hook people on smoking, unquote. Moronic and pious, all on our behalf. Where would we be without you, Australian Labor Party?